The title speaks for itself. We have a lot to talk about, so let's talk about how to maximize your time without burning out and still do everything you want to do. Setting goals is a must. Without them, you will have no direction and misuse the time you have. So get into the habit of setting a few mini weekly goals for yourself, and you will achieve much more in much less time. Invest in one time management tool and stick to it. Agendas, bullet journal, scheduling apps, they make time tangible and visible. This perception of time makes you more aware of it and therefore reduces the likelihood of you wasting it. Continuous learning is key. The more you know, the more you explore, the better you will become at those skills required not only to create, maintain, but better the balancing act as a whole. But in today's age, it can be hard to find the time to sit down and learn more. And if you're a workaholic like myself, you may think you don't have the time to read a book. I want to introduce you to an app that I highly recommend called Blinkist. Please note that this part of the video is sponsored by Blinkist, but that does not change or alter the fact that I genuinely use and love this thing. Blinkist is the only app that takes the biggest insights, the need-to-know information from thousands of non-fiction books and condenses them down into just 15 minutes so you can read or listen to it. They have a really massive library including books on self-help, business, psychology, and the list goes on. I like Blinkist because I can continue learning while adulting. I use Blinkist when I do house chores, meal prep, or on my way to work. I've listened to these books and I highly recommend you check them out. Start with Why and the Power of Habits. If this would be something that you would like to check out, right now for a limited time, Blinkist has a special offer just for our audience. So if you go to blinkist.com/Anna, you can start your free 7-day trial. So BLINKIST, because I made a typo the first time I used it, /Anna to start your free 7-day trial. I will leave the link in the description, of course. If you decide to try the app, by the way, you can cancel anytime during that 7-day trial. I highly recommend you try the book I am currently reading called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Listening to it now, I realize that I give way too many Fs. Moving on, planning is absolutely essential. You need to think critically and actively about how you spend your time. Because a dream without a plan is just a wish. However, over-planning should be avoided at all costs. Meaning you need to allow yourself flexibility but still have a to-do list. Going too precise, so like reading a book from 9:34 to 10:15, can leave you feeling stressed out, disappointed, and most importantly, it prevents you from getting fully immersed in what you're actually doing. You cannot do everything at once. For someone who has around like 30 active projects constantly going on in their head, why do I do this to myself? Limit yourself to 2 to 3 big goals per year. Trust me, that's enough. Because we oftentimes forget to account for the daily stressors and responsibilities that never stop. Prioritizing is a skill you need to practice and master. Ineffective prioritization is a form of procrastination and self-sabotage. For example, I'm gonna do the dishes right now before I study for that exam that is due tomorrow. You do this, I know, because I do it too. Do not sacrifice an entire day to cleaning your place. Do house chores as they come up. meaning wash dishes after you eat, make your bed once you get up. These small things tend to accumulate really fast, and there's nothing worse than spending your only free day of the week, Sundays, cleaning up the whole shebang. Meal prepping is a lifesaver, whether you want to admit it or not. So that Sunday that you just freed up can be used to create some delicious, healthy, homemade meals for the week ahead. Neglecting your appearance can have a detrimental effect on your self-confidence and also on how others perceive you. When we are overworked or stressed out, we tend to neglect our appearance and think of it as a waste of time. It is not. You never know who you might run into. You never know what opportunity can be thrown your way. So make an effort, tiny one, to always be prepared, to always look your best. Yes, even if it's just going to class or going grocery shopping. Mental health days. If you need them, take them. There comes a time when we have all felt pretty close to burnout. So during midterms or final weeks or during a difficult time at work, if you feel like you are about to reach your limit, please take the time to take care of your mental and spiritual and physical self. And most importantly, don't feel guilty about it. Sleep. You need it. If you want to know how many hours per night your body requires, check the link down below. It is the National Sleep Foundation chart. Remember that balance involves not neglecting areas that are very, very important. Sleep being one of the major ones. You don't have to feel like actually doing it, whatever it may be for you, to actually do it. Simply replace the phrase, I don't feel like it, with I don't want to, and take back your power. Make sure you have 1 or 2 social times per week. By that I mean a lunch with a friend, going to see your parents, going out dancing. Appreciate the people you have in your life and enjoy their company. It relieves stress, gives you a boost of happiness and giggles, and then you can come back to whatever you have to do fully recharged and with a smile on your face. Reserve 1 full day to doing work. So no matter what happens or what might come up during the week, for example, I always have my Sunday in the back of my mind fully dedicated to school, work, or whatever house chores I may have left to do on my to-do list. This is your solid backup plan in case you haven't done any of the work during the week. And hey, if you have, spoil yourself on that day where now you have nothing, or you can advance and go beyond what you had planned. Whatever you do, have proof that you have done it. Whether it is reading a book, studying, checking emails, have some form of tangible, visible proof that this has been done, whether it be a tracker or some textbook notes. This not only gives you closure, but it also serves as a form of reassurance that you spent your time well. Once you get a bill, pay it down immediately and then write that you paid it down on that bill. You don't have to be a master accountant or financial consultant to stay organized with your bills. Hobbies are great, but if they end up stressing you out more than school or work, it's about time you reassess them. Saying no is okay. You need to accept the fact that sacrifices are inevitable if you want to maintain balance in your life. Again, you can't do everything all at once. And finally, one decision at a time. I know health, school, work, family, relationships are all important, but there is no general or standard rule as to how to balance them and how much time and energy and effort you should allocate to each and every one of them. They are part of a whole. Make the choice that is right for you in that particular situation, in that particular point in time. We are constantly making minor adjustments or changes to find balance. It is a continuous process and not an end goal or an end state. So that's it for today's video. I hope you survived. I have no more voice. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to me if you like what you see. Once again, Tay-Tay is gonna be really happy and I'm gonna be really happy. But before I leave you, I have one more thing I want to say. In a fast-paced world, know that you are enough. You are more than enough. Being busy 100% of the time is not something to strive for. You will only spread yourself thin and not enjoy the journey. Life is not a race. Stop running towards the finish line with your shoelaces untied and your loved ones in the dust. That is not happiness. That is not success. You have one life. Don't miss it.